In your blood, you have this voice. This voice from generation with money, a relationship, your confidence, and your subconscious control 85% of your life. You have to understand that these voices will talk to you all the time. Try to keep you in the same level of the generation before. This voice are a liar, and you can go and get what you have in your heart. The science proves that you are the creator of your life, and you can change the future of your life if you take the decision. You don't tolerate that in your life, and you're going to take massive action. You can become the first billionaire in your family. You can do it. Hey girls, let's take a ride together and let's talk about something that nobody talk about it. And this is why you're stuck in some area in your life. My name is Martine Wilkie, and I'm coaching women since 30 years, and I'm a co-CEO of Wilkie Coaching Consulting, and I'm here to help you to succeed your life, to fulfill your purpose, and to increase your income. Then now, I want to talk to you why you're stuck in some area in your life. The epigenetic science discovered that for 3 to 4 generations, you have the memory of the generation. In your blood, you have this voice. This voice from generation with money, a relationship, your confidence, the way you see at yourself, just the way you see at life, the way you take decision. And because of that, you are stuck in some area in your life, and you try to do everything to be unstuck, but you're still stuck. You cannot conquer what you don't confront, and you cannot confront what you don't identify. This is why I realized that all my clients, when they're stuck somewhere, it's because it's the paradigm from generation. Some talk about the paradigm in your life because you have the experience, from your childhood, the trauma, all of that register in your subconscious. And your subconscious control 85% of your life. And it's like the hard disk. You have all this information recorded in your subconscious, and you just repeat the same thing. But more than that, why did you face that in your life? Why did you have this experience? Why did you feel this way? It's because it's coming from generation. Look at the generation before, and I'm pretty sure that didn't have the success in their life in this area. You're stuck in some issues in your life, addiction, low self-esteem, some fear, all kind of battle you have because is this memory recorded in your blood. They discover also with when they were doing organ transplant, people, they were feeling the same thing that the donor, the person who they received the implant, and feeling the same feeling, the same kind of memory. And this is why you have to realize you're stuck in some area in your life because you hear these voices. And these voices is not your voice. This is the voices of generation. And to overcome these voices, you're going to have to do many things. But first of all, my first point is to understand that this voices is not your voice. Because if you're stuck to believe that it's yourself, you're going to fight against yourself and you're not going to win. You have to fight against these voices. Some people in the world are going to say, your little demons inside of you. But this is the case. It's this voice is coming from generation. Try to repeat the same pattern with you. Do you want to repeat the same pattern? I'm going to share something with you. I'm pretty sure that no. My grandmother survived all her life. And she was dealing with my grandfather. He was alcoholic. My mother, she was not alcoholic at all, but she had the symptom of the alcoholism of her father. She was abused also by her father. And she was dealing with this anger issue like her father, but she didn't have the same issue than to be alcoholic. But she has this kind of anger issue, and she was dealing with that. She became Christian. She prayed a lot. She worked on herself to change, but she was still fighting against that. Why? The memory of generation. She was stuck in this area in her life. And with everything she faced for herself, plus dealing with this little demon of her father, me, the third generation, when I met my husband, he said to me, why are you talking to me this way? Why are you so, mean? Or I was saying to him, I'm not. For me, I was okay. But the way I was reacting was like my grandfather. I didn't have this problem. I was not abused. I grew up in a Christian family, good family. I was a sweet girl. But in my case, when I started my relationship with Allen, I realized, wow, I didn't have this problem of drinking. I was never abused, but still my reaction was very the same kind of reaction of my grandmother. Now I had to identify that and refuse that and work on it. Then you cannot conquer what you don't identify. If you think you are the problem, you miss the target. You have to realize it's not just by rebuking that and refusing that. It's the start, for sure. You become what you tolerate. Then if you don't refuse that and you tolerate this part of your life, then it's going to stay there. And what you tolerate will dominate you. But you have to start really with, I don't tolerate that anymore in my life. I want to change it. It can be financially, for your purpose, for your relationship, for your weight. I had problem with my weight. It was coming from generation. I had problem with my finances. It was coming from generation. I had problem in relationship. It was coming from generation. I'm called to change the story of my bloodline. I want to change that. This paradigm will not stay in my life. And this is why I decided in every area in my life, I took one and fixed one. I took another one and fixed the other one. I took another one and fixed another one. You cannot take all the battle in the same time. Take the one that is the most important for you right now and invest everything to change that. You have to identify. Secondly, you have to be decided to not tolerate that in your life. Third, you have to take massive action opposed to that. What I mean, you need to, after you identify the problem, the paradigm, where you're stuck, and it's coming from generation, you have to understand that these voices will talk to you all the time. Try to keep you in the same level of the generation before. This pattern, this paradigm will do everything internally and externally to keep you in the same place. You need to talk back to these voices. It's not your voice. It's voices from generation. You need to talk back to this voice and say, no more, no way. You control maybe the generation before, but you're not going to control me anymore. You have to talk back and do action opposed to that, to be rebel to these voices. They want to try to silence you, you talk. They try to isolate you, you go and see people. They try to spend your money instead to invest your money, you invest the money. You do everything opposed to that. If you don't do this, you're going to be stuck at the same place because you become what you think about it, what you say, what you decide, what you act, and what you do, your action will become your behavior, and behavior will become your character will become your future. This is why you need to take massive action opposed to these voices. Hey ladies, we have a brand new exclusive app of Wilkie Coaching where we have courses and events, but we have also a free community for women. They want to fulfill their purpose, they want to increase their income, they want to be building their leadership, to discover their worth. We have to be together. This is why I invite you right now to click on the link below and join us. It's free, it's new. Don't miss this special offer right now. It's free for a limited time. Don't miss it. I'm going to see you there. I'm going to give you the example with my weight. I come from a family that everybody has weight problem. And very young, I started to have weight problem. But plus, more than that, I started to have these voices also to torment me with food. And more I was on the diets all the time, more these voices increased and tormented me, and I became anorexia and bulimia, different phases, losing weight, gaining back weight, to the day I realized my body was not the problem. I was able to lose weight. But I said, I feel like it's my soul. It's inside of me that I have a problem. I can go to the gym, lose weight, be on diet, but I still go back in the same yo-yo game because my problem is deeper than that. Was my first revelation. Second revelation, I realized this is the same problem in my family. It's the same voice. This voice is talking to me and try to torment me with my weight, my relationship with food. And I started to realize I'm going to refuse these voices in my life. And if I refuse these voices and I talk back to these voices, this voice is not my voice. Because the same voices is in my bloodline. Every woman in my family, they have weight problem. And I started to talk back and say, no way, I refuse you. I started to take massive action opposed to that. They want me to eat and I was not hungry, I'm not going to eat. They started to make me to not eat if I was hungry because they tried to bring me back to the anorexia phase. I said, no, I'm going to eat. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take care of myself because I love myself. I started to do the other way. And I started to talk in front of the mirror and say, Martine, you're wonderfully made. Martine, I love you. You are wonderful. No matter what I receive in my family, all kind of words, and try to affect my self-esteem and people around me, I'm going to talk back to these voices and say the truth. I'm wonderfully made, like it's written. I'm going to say what God said about me, and I'm going to speak it. No matter what this voice tried to tell me, I'm going to take massive action, talk back against these voices, talk love over myself, going in the gym because I love myself, eating well because I love myself. And I started to lose weight. 80 pounds I lost without diet, just talking back against these voices that try to destroy me. I did the same thing with my money, with my success, because in my family, no woman was successful. And they all survived. They all sacrificed their life for a mindset, for a religious mindset, cultural mindset, the memory of generation. No woman really succeeded in my bloodline. And I realized I'm going to be the one to change the story of my bloodline. I'm going to talk back to these voices that try to tell me you cannot have it all. Try to tell me you have to sacrifice your dream for your marriage or your purpose for your kids, or no, I decided, no, I want it all. I talk back against these voices. I decided to fight. I decided to take massive action, to pay the price for sure, but to not have the regret, to recreate the same life than the generation before. You can do the same thing, sister. You can decide to fight back against this memory of generation. The science proves that you are the creator of your life and you can change the future of your life if you take the decision, you don't tolerate that in your life, and you're going to take massive action. Invest in your life. Decide to become the best version of who you are or you're called to be, and to fulfill your dream. I'm talking to you right now. Don't sacrifice something for something else. You have to go and get everything you want, but don't lower your standard because in your family they never succeeded in this area. You can become the first billionaire in your family. You can do it. Don't listen to these voices that try to tell you that it's not for you, maybe for somebody else. This voice are a liar, and you can go and get what you have in your heart. Go and get it, girl. Go and get it. Stop to wait other people to give you the money you would like or to depend financially. My relationship with my husband is not because of money. When I found it, I didn't find a job. I found a partner, a relationship. My husband is my partner in life to build our kingdom together. It was not to depend financially on him. Why? Because I have a purpose. You have a purpose, and you can monetize your purpose. You can monetize your purpose and be happy and not having a job. I hear a lot of women saying, when I'm going to have kids, I'm going to quit my job. What is that? You have a job, you're going to be miserable. If you have a purpose and you monetize it, you're going to be heaven on earth. You don't want to quit your purpose. That's so true. When you find your purpose, you don't want to quit. You just want to continue to do more and more and more and grow in your purpose and impact the people that you're called to impact. A job, it's one thing. A purpose, it's another thing. And if you realize in your life that the two most important days in your life, the day you were born and the day you discover why you were born. And when you discover why you were born, you don't want to quit that. You discover why you were born and you monetize your purpose, you monetize your value. You don't want to sacrifice that for something else. My son traveled with me all the time. All his childhood. When he was younger, I was on tour with my book and traveling so much. And I said, Josh, are you okay? He said, Mom, I'm with you. I'm fine. I was able to build my business, to have a successful marriage, to have my kid with me, doing online school, doing everything. I was happy, not burned out, not tired. Because when you do what you love, you're not tired. You can be tired physically, but not mentally, not inside, because you feel fulfilled. Because more you give, more you receive. More you give, more you receive. And this is what I want to encourage you, to find your purpose and to monetize it. Not having a job and doing your passion the other side. No. You find what you're called to do. You become very passionate. You have a zone of genius. And this is what you have to discover and to monetize it. This is why you're going to have kids, or maybe you have kids, and you can just do everything because you are everything. It's funny, we don't ask men to quit their purpose, what they love to do, because they have kids. And I refuse that, this kind of mindset in my life. I said, no, we don't ask that for a man. I had this kid with my husband. Let's deal with that together. Let's deal with all the responsibility together. And this is what you can do. It asks effort, it asks investments, but the fruit is so good to eat. And don't lower your standard because of the generation before, what the culture tell you, what the religious mindset tell you, what people around you tell you, and decide to have it all, fulfill your purpose. You can create really a future, a life that you're going to enjoy and love, and you're going to become more and more successful. This is why every month I have a free live virtual event. How to find your purpose, to fulfill it, and how to monetize your purpose. This is why come to this virtual event. It's free. You're going to love it. You're going to discover my system, 4-rule system, MS, GS, SSTS, to fulfill your purpose and to double your income every year. Do not repeat the memory of generation. You can do it. If I did it, you can do it. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.